What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I look particularly yellow with this stuff behind me. It's not a great look for old Bateman, the old champ of the world. Let's reach over here. This sucker with me here. Let's feature it a little for the stream. Seems like a good plan. Seems like a good idea. Put this over the shoulder here. All right. So how's everyone doing? Looking at the chat here. Got a couple people hanging out, looking at me. I look very sickly with this light. I wonder if there's better light that we can put on here. Got a lamp on. See if I can maybe change the light in this room because I look like I'm actually dying. All right, let's see here. Go here, see if that helps. Go some of these guys too. It's a little better. Just gotta get set up, guys. Set up for success here. See if we can make a difference. All right. Let's see. Nope, still look yellow. Still look like I'm dying. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's just kind of the way it is. So I'm here hanging out with you guys on the night before the biggest Schmoedown match of my career, the Schmoedown title match tomorrow night against Dan Murrell. Should be pretty good. Let's see who's in here hanging out. I see a lot of familiar faces. I see Christopher Michael Woodburn. I see a Shiznick. I see a prince that wasn't promised. It's Joseph Boros, Liam Gilpin, Antoine Lemont. I see a lot of the same names. It's Friday night. It's the happy hour stream coming to you guys live from the hotel here in Atlanta. And I'm very excited about this match tomorrow. So the first thing I'm going to say to you guys as we kind of get the stream going, we've been live for 90 seconds, is let's just, if you're watching the stream, let's get that thumbs up. Let's get those thumbs up evened out so we can be just as many likes as we have people watching. Right now we've got a disparity of about 1/3. So if we can get everybody who's watching to hit the thumbs up button, we should be good to go. Let's see who else we got in the chat here. Looks like we got, mute this. Looks like we got Jay Hughes. We got Basis 1996, Dominic the Writer. We got Ferris Muthana, General Ferris Muthana, Zara Ali. A lot of people saying good luck. This is exciting. This is nice to see you guys in here. This is really cool. Obviously, I'm very excited for tomorrow's match. I'm going to be taking questions here. Be sure to throw your thoughts below. Streamlabs.com/Action Industries. I'll be pulling that up so I can make sure to watch that throughout the stream. But also be sure to throw your thoughts in Super Chat. Streamlabs obviously is a little bit more of a direct way to interact. So it's a great thing you can do. But obviously, you know, some people are not set up for Streamlabs. And if you'd rather do it the other way, that's cool too. I'm just going to click over here to see if there are any Streamlabs that people want to have shouted out yet. Just started the stream. But yeah, guys, I'll be doing this for about an hour. I'm here live from my hotel room in Atlanta. I just got in about an hour ago. I'm trying to kind of decide what I'm going to do for the night. I've been, you know, semi-radio silent now since all of the shenanigans that was happening this week. You know, I went on backstage as a guest, called in. That was a lot of fun. I was able to do that. I can see some people are kind of starting to jump in here. Got Corey Rodriguez in the chat. Haskell 420, it's a brand new sergeant in the Action Army. Big shout out to you, Haskell. So yeah, guys, I'm real excited for this match tomorrow. I'm going to be kind of doing this live for about an hour. I'll be taking some questions. I'll be answering the question over and over again of why I look like I am sick. I'm not. The room is yellow. That's what's going on. I wonder if we were to turn. Nope. Doesn't seem to make much of a difference. I still look like I'm dying. Okay, so flew in, took an Uber here. Been thinking about this match quite a bit. Obviously, you know, maybe Dan Murrell tunes in, maybe he doesn't, probably not. You never know, though. Everybody's, you know, talking about strategy. Everybody's talking about research. Everybody's real excited. In case you guys are watching this stream and you don't know what's going on, Andrew, Guy, and myself, the action guys here in Action Industries, we do this thing called the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Movie Trivia Schmoedown is it's the largest movie trivia league in the world. It's kind of like combining the aspects of WWE and the personalities of wrestling with movie trivia. Instead of hitting each other with chairs and tackling each other, you're doing movie trivia, though there is, in Andrew, in my case, some hitting of chairs and tackling. The greatest of all time, effectively the Michael Jordan of the sport, is Dan Murrell, Dangerous Dan Murrell. He is on my faction. He's on my team. We're not actually a tag team, but we have a faction, and he's on it. He, right now, is not the singles champion. I am. I won it back in December. That's what this heavy belt over my shoulder is. Now, I am a competitor in the Teams League with another one of the greatest players of all time, Mark Riley. Currently, Dan is the Teams champion. So there's a lot of these belts, a lot of championship gold in our faction. So I'm taking on Dan for the very first time in my whole career at a sold-out show here in Atlanta tomorrow night. It's going to be at the Woodruff Arts Center. Tickets sold out about 5 days ago. It's going to be an electric show, and it's a show people are talking about right now with a lot of anticipation as one of the more anticipated matches people can remember. This is the most anticipated match of my personal career as a player, as a fan of the game. It's just something that I'm really excited about. So that is the story of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, what I'm doing here, and what you can expect. There's a live stream you guys can go by at the Schmoedown Live. It's available now, and that's going to be streamed tomorrow night. There's a great undercard, Alex Damon, who is the current Star Wars champion. There's a Star Wars League going against Emily Rose Jacobson, who's also part of my faction, and he's going to be trying out the Geek League, Inner Geekdom, for the first time. So a little bit of background. Looking in the chat here to see if there's anything to read. Want to make sure that I get everybody's super chats and Streamlabs. Popping over to Streamlabs, nothing there yet. As I said, streamlabs.com/Action Industries if you want to get any questions answered. Now, I know a lot of you guys, the most diehard fans of Action Armor, are actually here right now in Atlanta. There's a comedy show, Mark Ellis, one of the founders of the Schmoes, one of my dear friends, is performing live in about 30 minutes. So I'm assuming where a lot of people are. I unfortunately am not gonna be able to go to Ellis's show. I'm trying to kind of take it easy, stay in tonight, get ready for this match, prepare, just low key, be as low key as possible. And so I am here doing this because Drew and I do these Friday streams, Action Unfiltered, on Friday nights, and this felt like the appropriate one to do. So if anybody has any questions, for me for this match tomorrow night, about anything else too, feel free to throw them in the chat. I will try to pay attention to them. If they're super chatted or Streamlabs, I'll for sure get to them, and that's kind of what we will do. Other things that I want to talk to you guys about. A match did drop this afternoon. It was Craig the Barbarian, who's in my faction as well, in his debut match against Clee Wiggins. I did watch the match. It's a great match. So you guys should go check it out. It's over on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown YouTube page, SEN. All right, let's see if there's any familiar names in here. So Chris Woodburn asks here, what specific categories did you study for? Chris, I can't answer that question, unfortunately, because it's that's a strategy question, and unfortunately that's just something I got to make sure I don't talk about publicly, but it will be evident, I think, after the match what I was focused on. Let's see what else we got here. Ferris Muthana says PLD. Yeah, Paul Denuzio, Paulie D, one of the greatest of all time. Paul Denuzio here in the chat hanging out. Big respect to PLD. I'm so happy you guys have taken on the nickname for Paul of PLD. Like, talk about a fitting nickname, and one that I'm just really happy stuck. So other things that are going on. Chris, there's a question I can answer. How calm are your nerves? Very calm, to be honest. I feel really ready. It's really interesting. If any of you guys were athletes growing up, or if any of you guys kind of competed, like it's not just pure athletes, right? It's like if you have anything you cared about that you competed doing, that's where you really notice the difference between if you've gotten to the top of something, if you've achieved the great thing you wanted, and if you haven't. And in my case, there's a big difference between the player I was in 2018 and the player I am in 2020. Not because I know that much more, or even because my strategy is that much more refined. I mean, I think it is, and I think it's noticeably better, but it's really more about like feeling like you've gone through the gamut. You've lost the big matches. You've had to recover. You go into these big matches with the same level of expectation. You prepare differently. It even comes down to stuff like what you're eating. I mean, I have a very specific meal tonight I'm planning on eating for dinner, inspired by another Schmoedown competitor. That it is the same one I've now eaten for the last handful of matches I've played. And I'll tell you guys, it's brought me to victory. So, I mean, stuff like that, stuff like that matters. Looking at a couple other people in the chat here, Zara Ali asks, are you going to be able to watch Emily's match, or are you going to be prepping during that time? That's tough, because I really would like to watch Emily's match. Obviously, she's in the faction. Roxy Stryer, a great friend of mine, another manager, somebody who has a lot of fanfare going. She's managing Alex Damon, who is a friend of mine, somebody I really like, and I would love to watch this match. I have a lot riding on it, but I also know in the minutes before I go on stage, I tend to like to really be holed up and kind of doing my own thing. So it's 50-50. I'm going to probably be trying to pay as close of attention to it as possible. But if I start to get those nerves or that feeling of like I need to lock in, I'm just going to shut it all out, because it's what I have to do in those moments. I've done before. Cal over here with the super chat. Rooting for you, Ben. Also, I stole your haircut with the super chat. I really appreciate that, Cal. It's a good haircut. far as I can tell. So, thanks for that. So let's see here. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay, we're over here. I see Jeremy Miller in here. Says no bad stomach before the match. I don't really get a bad stomach before the match, guys. We're live 10 minutes. We got 60 of you watching so far. This was obviously an unannounced stream. I just went live, so let's try to get as many of you guys that are watching to hit that thumbs up button as possible. There's only 35 thumbs up, so I want to get those evened out if possible. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about cool thing Drew and I have coming up that we're doing on Sunday night right now. And any questions you have about that or the match, throw in the chat here, Super Chat, Streamlabs, whatever. I'll get to them. I'm going to just talk about this for a second. So Drew and I, Andrew Guy, are doing this thing called Action Rewind. We have a show on Sunday nights that we do every single week called The Action Guys. A lot of you guys watch that show. It's a 2-hour show. It's Drew and I. We bring on guests. We hang out. We shoot the shit, what have you. And there's usually a main topic, some news stories. We bring guests on a lot of the time. This Sunday, the 1st of March, I will fly out of here at 1 p.m., or I will land at 1 p.m. rather. We usually go live about 5:30, and in this case, it should be 5:30. It's going to be the first episode of Action Rewind. It's on Sunday night. It will probably start the show at 5:30, and by 6:30, an hour into the show, we will do a live Action Rewind. Now, what is Action Rewind? Let me explain the whole thing to you guys. In 2017, Andrew Guy and myself formed Team Action. We were the original, we weren't the original heel team, but we were a heel team at the time that broke the game open and changed the game. I think it's pretty safe to say. And obviously, we've both gone on to have great careers, and we're very proud of. So we decided recently that as a series we wanted to do for patrons only, we're going to go back one at a time and live react to every single Team Action match and every match that Drew or myself was in during that time. So this won't include the family run. This is not going to include the Who's the Boss matches necessarily, but it will include all the singles matches that I and Andrew played while we were still Team Action. And even during the time that Team Action was on hiatus when Who's the Boss started during that tournament, we'll probably cover those Who's the Boss matches from that tournament until the big moment when Drew tackles me through a table. And we'll talk about all that stuff because there's important pieces of Team Action history all throughout. So the reason that we're doing it live publicly on Sunday night, we're going to be doing the first match Team Action ever played in. It's against a team called the Night Sisters. It was Emma Fyfe and Joelle Monique. It's back in 2017. We come in flight suits like Top Gun guys. We're absolutely terrible. And we're gonna rewatch that match. We're gonna pause it during so we can comment on it, laugh about it, and talk about some of our answers. And that very first one is going to be streamed publicly for all of you guys that are fans of the Schmoedown and what we do to see. After that, going forward, it is only going to be available to captains and above in the Patreon. So that's patreon.com/Team Action. The captain level, that's $25 a month and above. We're going to be doing 2 a month of these. Plus, once a month, we're going to be jumping in an exclusive chat with just captains and above for 1 hour to answer all questions. Don't even have to super chat it. We're going to just literally try to read the entire chat with those people. That's going to be once a month. We're doing that, plus the 2 episodes of Action Rewind. And the special deal that we have going on right now is that until the end of February, and I think between you and me, I think we're extending this through March 1st because we want this to be live for the very first show. If you get in at the $10 level, Sergeant, you will have permanent access to the Action Rewind series. It's only for patrons, and if you're at the $10 level or above, you'll have access to it. Now, after March 1st, March 2nd and forward, you've got to be at the $25 level. But if you sign up for the $10 level before March 1st is over, you'll be grandfathered into that series until we do all of them. And I think it's going to be something like 9 or 10 months. So it's the best time to sign up. If you guys haven't done it already, it's the best thing to sign up for. That's patreon.com/Team Action. And we're really excited about Action Rewind. We're going to be doing the very first episode this Sunday night during the Action Guys, as well as obviously talking about the results of this weekend's matches. We will be talking about the Barbarian versus Clee Wiggins, which just aired this afternoon, as well as movie news and all the other cool stuff. I heard a rumor today that it's highly likely that Henry Cavill is going to be playing Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2. What does that mean? So there's a lot of news to react to, a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a Candyman trailer that dropped. So I'm going to take this belt off my shoulder, guys, because it's getting a little heavy. I'll put it back on a bit. So yeah, that's kind of that's the big Action Rewind update. There's some other really cool Patreon perks that we introduced that we're going to continue talking about. And if you're not already a patron, I can promise you it's very cool stuff. The other thing Drew and I always do is that we do reactions behind the scenes to every Schmoedown match we're in. And they're not the full, like we're talking about doing, they're usually like 20, 25 minutes. We don't watch the match simultaneously, but we try to do them as close to the release of the match as possible. We got a little held up on the New York one, just on account of their travel schedules. But normally it's like the day the match comes out, the reaction is out, and it's only for patrons, patreon.com/teamaction. So at the $5 level and above, you get access to that. That's the main perk of the $5 level. So even if you don't want to do Action Rewind necessarily right away, you can at least get the match reactions at the $5 level. So I see in here, new sergeant in the Army, Haskell 420. I think Cavill's Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2 is such BS, by the way, LOL. I wonder if you mean BS like it's not real or BS like you think it's like a bad move. I'm curious to know which it is. So that is kind of the big news here that we're talking about. Looking through the chat here, looks like we got a Streamlabs to shout out. We got K Wolf throwing in the super chat, rooting for you tomorrow, champ. Hashtag Team Bateman for life. Thank you so much, K Wolf. Really means a lot. Really means a lot. Now I don't get to go this weekend to Reno, which is funny. Alex Kessler, my co-host on the Masters of Modern podcast, along with Michael Grothy, who's kind of like the third amigo of the show now. He's like the other co-host. They are going to Reno. They're being promoted by Channel Fireball. That's the company. That's the main company that they sell a lot of Magic, and they do all of these big tournaments. They're bringing Alex and Michael to Reno, and I would have gone. I'd be doing that if I weren't doing this. And it's obviously, defending a title against Dan Murrell in Atlanta for a sold-out show is something I'm extremely excited about, but I am bummed out to not be able to go join the guys because I love doing that, and I would love to do that. All right, looking through here, Christopher Michael Woodburn. Ben, did you hear that Christian teased something is going to happen at the end of the free-for-all? I did hear he teased something. I've kind of heard rumblings of this. I don't specifically know what it is, but I did hear him say that, and I'm curious what's going to happen with it. But yeah, I wish that I was able to join Alex and Michael. I love going to those Magic weekends. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world to get to go do. Facetious Christ, I don't get why. Let's see here. Not even serious. His height, LOL. Who cares? Gotcha. So we have some infighting going on about this. Must be this Wolverine news. All right, what else is going on in here? I see some people. I see Dustin Dubuque in here. I became a sergeant for that alone. What a deal. Thank you, Dustin. We shouted you out on Twitter yesterday. That's another thing at the $10 level, the sergeant level. Drew, myself, and Action Industries on Twitter will follow you. And also, we are shouting out on Twitter all sergeants and above at sign up. And even if you're somebody who's already signed up at that level, you will get shouted out on Twitter. If you even just go look at our Twitter feed now, you can see there's a handful of shout outs there. I try to write all of them, or Drew tries to write all of them with unique care. We don't want to just like copy and paste. So they're all written with like very specific wording. And we try to vary the salute and the welcome gifts. So it's all different stuff. There's a lot of fun ones. I see David B. Music in the chat here. David B. Music has been sending some unbelievable tracks around as he's kind of getting competitors prepped for this new season where we're not going to be able to use licensed music. So the fact that we can't use licensed music means that we need original music for all competitors. So there's non-licensed music that people make. There's like libraries of music you can go get, but there's also original tracks David composes. So the Who's the Boss theme is original from last year. David was sending me some really, really epic stuff earlier. Christian and I are going back and forth on which one we think should be the new song for the Boss because obviously The Man by the Killers, which is classically my song, is not a song I can use anymore because I am not allowed to because it's licensed. So, all right, looking at here, see, looking through here. Oh yeah, looks like the Finstock Exchange all talking to each other in this chat. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. All right. Jeremy Miller asked, does playing Magic help you study at all for Schmoedown? I don't know what helps me study for Schmoedown. I've had conversations recently with more and more people, like memory masters, very smart people whose brains and then what they're able to do with them far surpass what I think mine's able to do, to try to understand sort of the passage of information in your head. It's one of the things that I'm the most fascinated by with the Schmoedown because so like there's an infinite amount of information about movies, right? Down to the last sort of microcosm, down to the last, what speck of dust landed on a table during the filming of this movie, like stuff nobody would ever know, right? There's an infinite amount of information you should have to know. And then as far as actual information you might notice in a movie, stuff that, like if we talk about inner geekdom players, the kind of stuff they notice, That's like the depth that I think, you know, most trivia would ever reference. So trying to understand, for instance, like why I'm able to remember the stuff I'm able to remember, and then specifically why I'm not able to remember the stuff that I'm not. Because there's a lot of stuff I'm not able to remember that really bums me out. I won't understand why I'll watch a movie sometimes, and I will get asked a question about that movie in a match shortly thereafter, or watch a match, and I won't be able to pick up on a piece of information. But I'll have something that I learned or knew from a movie 15 or 20 years ago that in another match I'll get asked about, and it'll just come to me. So trying to understand what like the actual sort of like grid, the computer that is your brain, and how that is effectively storing data, how it's actually, you know, putting it together. Like, because you'll see this a lot. If this is something you guys haven't paid attention to before, I recommend you do. When you watch a match, look at the competitor's face. Look at their face when they have a question they don't answer right away, but they try to or they get to. People will honestly sometimes speak their process on their face. You'll see their eyes. You can look at their hands sometimes, the way they move their shoulders. You can see the way their mouth moves, the sounds they're making. That's all part of the process, right? Like if you think about a computer, when you're digging through it, you're trying to find a file, you go, okay, so I got sent this JPEG at one point in an email on this thread, and it was back earlier this year, and it's the one image that I need to use for this thing. Okay, where on my computer is it? The first thing you do is you go, okay, you know, search function. Do I remember any of the characteristics about the file that I can just find it? Okay, if I can't do that, how would I find it after that? Okay, would it be sorted by date? How accurately can I remember the date? Then after that, it would be like, okay, is it an email somewhere? Can I go and search my email? Do I remember the thread, the conversation? Is that right? Like all the different things. And you have a limited amount of time to find it. So the best competitors are the ones that have a process. You know, it's effectively like a method to get you from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. That's why memory masters, you'll see, will often talk about like being able to memorize 10,000 unique digits of pi, right? Because what they've done is they've come up with story theory where they're able to tell themselves a very long story and associate each of the different pieces of the numbers with like a part of the story. Or maybe it's, you know, associative memory, right? So like a great example of that would be like, you know, does the last letter of the first thing correspond with the first letter of the next thing? And how many times can you string that together in sequence? An infinite number, probably. So that's kind of, I mean, I'm just rambling now, but that's kind of like the stuff that I'm really fascinated by, because trying to keep your brain sharp for these type of things is one of the most important things, and it's one of the hardest things to do. All right, I'm looking through here a little bit. I want to read out some of these super chats. Remember, guys, streamlabs.com/actionindustries. If you guys want to have your comments read on the show here, I want to make sure I get to all of them. And obviously, we get 100% of the super chat revenue that comes to us, as opposed to only 66% of the revenue that comes through. Sorry, of the Streamlabs revenue. We only get 66% of super chat. All right, I see. Let's see here. We're going to go. PLD donated $3. In the immortal words of Roger Dorn in Major League, strike this motherfucker out. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Deceptical donated $20 on Streamlabs. Thank you so much, Deceptical. You are the true greatest of all time. Can't wait to see you continue to prove it. If anyone can take down Dan, it's you, no doubt in my mind. Just sad I can't be there to see you in person. Always wishing you the best. That's Jason Lasky. Jason is a former general in the Action Army. That's a big salute to you, Jason. Jason, one of the most supportive fans I've ever gotten to meet in person, and somebody who's real invested in my journey, was inspiring to me and has been inspiring to me. It really means a lot when I meet people that that speak that openly about just like that they treat what I've done here as something important. Because to me, it's important. I know some people will say it's a hobby, but to me, it is really important. Let's see, on Corey Rodriguez with the $10 Streamlabs. Unfortunately, couldn't make it to this event, but I thought I contributed the bar tab for tomorrow night. Good luck, Corey. Thank you so much. The funny part is my flight out on Sunday morning is pretty early. I have to be on an 11 o'clock flight because I need to get back to the Action guys to do Action Rewind. So I can't party as hard as I'd like to, you know, whether I'll be in the depths of despair or celebrating, you know, for all eternity. But DT Durr, go get him, champ, with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. PC donated $5 through super chat. No message at all there. Just just $5. PC, thank you. That's a salute to you. And Dustin Dubuque, who is a sergeant in the Army, the Action Army, the Patreon that I just talked about. Will you be in studio for the family match? He says. So Dustin, I am going to be flying on next weekend, which is when the match is. It's 11 o'clock. You guys can get the live stream actually and watch it live. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time next Saturday. I think it's the 7th of March. I'm going to be filming something in Portland for literally just a day. And I come back on Saturday in the morning. And so I'm going to probably get to the studio for the last few matches of the day. I think I land at 1 o'clock. I'll probably go straight to the studio. But it does sound like I will miss that match. I will unfortunately miss the live stream of Corruption versus the Family, which really bums me out. That's a match that I really wanted to watch live, and I'll be on an airplane, so I won't even get to stream it. So my heart's kind of broken there. But obviously, you guys know who I'll be rooting for. Even if, you know, I think on Backstage recently, I called who I thought was going to win, which I don't even know if I totally stand by at this point, to be honest. That was my opinion then. I have a different one now, probably. But you know who I hope is going to win. You know, like, this is Action Unfiltered. We're behind the scenes here. We're not fully in character, and I'd be a real asshole of a friend if I wasn't rooting for Drew to win that match. All right, I'm gonna look through here and see if I can read one or two of these non-super chat. Okay, Camshaft, question: if you have permanent traumatic brain injury, even if minor, can you still utilize that Memory Master stuff, or would your professional trivia career be over? I'm pressing for a concussion league. So Camshaft, that's a really interesting question. So I don't know brain chemistry, like I don't know it. Like I don't know it where I could answer that question accurately. What I do know is that people that suffer traumatic brain injuries, that people that experience nerve damage, paralysis, things like that, there are a lot of cases where you're able to rehab and work back a lot of those functions that you lose, because like anything, the brain, the heart, like a lot of them, there are rehab techniques that are going to gain you back a lot of the mobility, a lot of the use in those areas. And so I think the brain especially, because so much of it is about like repetition, so much of it is about like association. I think the brain is pretty capable of healing if given the right treatment, but I'm not totally sure if that's, that's accurate. That's just my understanding. Okay, let's see here. Dominic Walker at Action Industries just looked up your old theme song and wrote, Ben, the Boss Bateman's old movie trivia Schmoedown theme, LOL. My old movie trivia Schmoedown theme, the one that I started with when I was Ben, I don't remember if I was the boss yet or if I was still Ben Big Time Bateman. I was only Big Time for a short time. Like I was really short lived. But when I was Big Time, I think I was using I'm So Humble by Connor For Real from the movie Popstar, because it's such a douchey song and it's so awesome. It gets me hyped up. I love that song. And I used that for a while. I thought it was really good theme music, and I still love that song. It makes me sad that we can't use the licensed stuff anymore, just because you get used to hearing stuff. But obviously I'm very, very excited for the stuff that David B is working on, because you guys should hear the stuff he's sending. It's so sick. I see a super chat from the most talented editor on planet Earth, and that is Nerd Chronic. $10 here. Ben, can you cut me a last-minute promo right down the pike to Dan and Atlanta, or maybe send something to me afterwards? I'd love to have a final statement from the champ. Nerd Chronic, if I can find some light that doesn't make me look like I am hungover or dying, I will. I don't want this to be the light that you have a final promo from me. I don't know that I've ever looked so yellow in my entire life. I mean, I literally look like there's a fucking filter on, right? Look at this. A final promo from me. I don't know that I've ever looked so yellow in my entire life. I mean, I literally look like there's a fucking filter on, right? Look at this. I mean, your promos are always on point. All right, looking through here, looks like we have a couple more Streamlabs. Brandon Buck, one of my favorites. Brandon Buckingham donated $3 on Streamlabs. Good luck tomorrow, champ. Rooting for you. Prince that wasn't promised with a $20 Streamlabs donation. Thank you so much, man. Good luck, Ben. He says. Joseph Boros, a legend. Somebody I always enjoy hanging out with. We got to have some drinks together in New York recently. That was a lot of fun. That was a great trip. That was a really, really fun one. So big shouts to everybody there. Looks like we've got just shy of 100 people watching right now. Those thumbs ups are getting evened out. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I see Video Drew in the chat here. What up, Video Drew? Good to see you. So, guys, I want to hear your thoughts here. Sound off in the chat. Oh, wait. Somebody says hi, Janine. Is Machine in the chat right now? I hope Machine's in the chat right now. For Janine Bryce, Machine. That's a big salute. Usual suspects. Janine, the freaking Machine, one of the legends, one of the best players, best characters the game has to offer right now. Somebody I'm a big fan of personally and professionally. Good to see you, Janine. Thanks for stopping by. I got Schmoedown. I got Schmoedown talent in this chat right now. What is going on? Everybody just tuning in to see if I'm going to give away some study secret, I guess. So who's going to win the first match, guys? Alex Damon in his first Inner Geekdom match of all time. He's coming off of I think 3-time Star Wars title defense. He's easily the greatest Star Wars player that's ever played. That's not even debatable at this point. And he's jumping into Inner Geekdom for the first time against Emily the Rose Jacobson. So Emily is a hyper RPG gal. She's very talented. She's very knowledgeable. She's part of our faction. She's somebody that I really had my eye on and I really liked. And I told Finstock, given the opportunity, she was somebody he should really consider. I really liked her, and I thought there was real potential there. You could see the improvement from match 1 to match 2 with her. And so he was excited and took her. And so now we've got the first matchup of the season for her and Alex Damon's debut this season as well in Inner Geekdom. And I think everybody's kind of wondering what's going to happen. How good is Alex Damon truly going to be in the Inner Geekdom division? That's a hard division. It's a really specific division. And that's not a division that you can just, shrug your shoulders and give it a shot in. That's one that it takes good, hard, cold prep. And I've seen it, and I know how important it is. And I'm a big fan of Alex. I got dinner with him and Molly last time I was in town here about a month ago. I obviously am rooting for my girl. There's no question about that. Our faction needs the points. Our faction needs the points. We're the Finstock Exchange. Come on, we don't need the points. But our faction would like the points, and I obviously am going to do everything in my power to support Emily to get those points. But it's a match that I'm really excited to see what happens. And I would love to know. You guys in the chat. Send I don't know. Let's send a flower. There's got to be a flower emoji. Roxy always says send bunnies. Send a flower if it's Emily the Rose. And send a devil emoji if it's the demon, Alex the Demon Damon. What do you guys think? Let's do a flower or a demon emoji. Can you guys do that? Presumably so. I would think so. Here we go. Oh, whoa. She said video Drew with the teeth. Video Drew with the teeth emojis. Okay. Epic. Okay, there we go. Jeremy Miller's got the flower, the rose. Janine just sent the rose. Okay, so there is one. Video Drew with more teeth. More molars. Okay, going for the molar. I got some more flowers here. I got a lot of flowers. But where's the demon? Nobody's taken the demon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just seeing a lot of flowers here. I don't see any. Wow, I'm seeing all flowers. I haven't seen a single devil yet. Where's the demon? Nobody's got the demon Damon. There we go. At Crim's Game Station, we got David Sackrider. We got Haskell 420. Chris Michael Virgin can't do demon emoji. Okay, so people are having a Dustin Dubuque with the demon. Okay, so it's evening out a little bit. Baronet Buckingham, Connor Raymond. Yeah, there we go. B Music's got the demon. He's got the Damon. I don't know, guys. Emily Rose. I take Emily Rose, but this looks actually pretty evenly divided. Now I'm seeing a lot more demons than roses. All right, let's just jump over here to Streamlabs to see if there's anything I've missed. Just a second ago. Looks like there's one new one in here to get to. A couple new ones to get here. Okay, Garth Harkness McMurray donated $1. I'm looking forward to Saturday's matches. Merle has never lost at a live event until now. I'm very sick and I'll be watching from my hospital bed. Thanks to all the great friends I've made through the Schmoedown, cheering me up when I'm feeling down. Garth, so I saw your post on Facebook today. Obviously, I had a lot on my mind when I was getting up and getting to the airport. I didn't have, when you see something that means something, like a heartfelt response, which obviously you're somebody who care about, who I actually know pretty well now. I wanted to say something supportive and meaningful. And then I got on the airplane and life kind of happened. So I'm glad that you donated here so I can shout you out, because I obviously am no stranger to a health scare. I had one very recently. And I know you're probably feeling down, man. Time in the hospital is brutal. I'm really glad that, you have great friends in this community that are supporting you. It could bring you some joy. I hope you'll have an opportunity to watch the match, because I know you love this stuff. Yeah, man, here for you. I'm glad you were able to jump in here, and I'm sorry you're feeling down, but you got friends, people that really care about you, and you're awesome, man. You're supportive as well. So, okay, a couple more just got thrown in here. I gotta get some water, guys. Excuse me for 1 second. All right. We back. Let's jump it in here. See some new ones to read. Okay. Make sure that the framing looks all right. Oh man, there's like a bunch of new ones to read in here. People are loving this. I'm glad to see so many people in here. Okay. We got Roxy said, if we see you live streaming within 24 hours of the show, it means your head is not quite in the right place and you will lose. Thoughts? Also, SJU said that half of their staff was in Atlanta to answer movie trivia questions for sport, and it was hilarious. That's from George Spikas, $3 Streamlabs. I think that what Roxy meant was that if I was online talking about the controversy in 24 hours, within 24 hours of the match, I would live every Friday. Drew did it solo last week because I was in New York. This felt like the appropriate thing to do because I wanted to kind of talk to you guys and see, any questions. I know some people want to be here who can't be. That's one of the things, and I really truly believe that I do this because I love it, but it's the support of you guys that makes this all worth it for me. And so given the opportunity to talk to somebody, you guys, and answer some questions for you guys that can't make it, okay. That's funny. Paul Denuzio, PLD, hoping I'm doing my shout outs. I'll get to them in just a second. Yeah, that's why I decided to do this. But I feel pretty damn prepared, guys. I mean, I feel pretty ready. I at this point, I'm pretty aware of what I know and don't know. And I've really done a pretty good job trying to shore up the stuff I'm less comfortable with. So I don't think that Roxy has a point there. But hey, look, if I show up on Sunday on the Action Guys and didn't get it done, then I guess we'll find out who was right. I don't believe that's going to happen. Tim Kasuba with the $3 Streamlabs. The hell you doing here when you're in ATL on Friday night? Enjoy the exotic luxuries Atlanta has to offer. Cram in the morning. Good luck. Oh, fearless leader. Salute, brother. Yeah, I take this stuff too seriously, man. I'm going to take it real easy tonight. This is for you guys, and I'm going to eat at dinner after this, and take it real easy. That's my plan. Prince, it wasn't promised. Have a victory drink for me. That is Joseph Boros with the $20 Streamlabs. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. I plan to. I will use this $20 right here to buy myself something fancy after I win tomorrow. Manuel Steinberg with the $20 super chat. No question here. Just wanted to support and say you're going to absolutely kill it tomorrow. No doubt in my mind. Thank you, man. You're a longtime fan and somebody whose name I know well. So I really, really appreciate you saying that. All right, let's see if there's any other new ones. Okay, so that's all the Streamlabs for now. We're going to jump back over to the chat here and see if we're missing anything. Okay, Star Drew says call to action. Raid, love seeing that. All right, I think it's probably a good time to pull up. It's probably a good time to pull up some of these shout outs that Paulie D was talking about. Let's see. Try to find the thing. Looking on Drive. You guys know how hard Paul Denuzio works? How incredible of an awesome dude that guy is? It's wild. PLD is a freaking legend and somebody who truly, I believe Drew and I would not be able to do what we do without. I don't think would be able to do it. Okay, so here we go. Let's read a couple of these. We've got on-air shout-outs. All right. Kaiser Huang, thank you for your support. Payson Johnson, thank you for your support. Let's make sure I mark these. Kaiser Huang. Payson Johnson, thank you so much for your support. We got this list here, so I'm just picking random ones. Corey Morissette, thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you as a patron. Drew Nordman, thank you, Drew, for the support. Very much appreciated. I see Robert Parker in here as a patron. Robert, you deserve the shout out because you rule, man. Robert Parker is brand new in the league. He hasn't had his first match yet. It's going to be coming up sometime pretty soon here. He's on the same team as Kevin the Smasher Smets, one of my favorite players in the whole league, and somebody who's obviously an incredible Schmoedown competitor. And I can't wait to see what Robert Parker does. I got a Matt Rosa in here. Matt, thank you for your support. I got Nash Ryder. That's a name I know. I've definitely seen Nash's name in here before. I got a Lewis Sutcliffe. Lewis Sutcliffe, I believe I just followed you on Twitter because I think you're at the sergeant level. I think that's true. The prince that wasn't promised. I've now shouted you out a few times on the stream because you're super chatting like crazy. But that's Joseph Boros. Thank you so much. We're going to jump in and do 2 more here. We got John Winward. I believe that's a JJ Winward. That's one that I've seen a bunch. And finally, I'm going to give one more shout out to Pete Weaver. Thank you, Pete, so much for your support. That should be about 10 new ones. Let's do a Jay Ali, and let's also give a shout out to Chris Ong. That is all of the patrons to be shouted out tonight on the stream. That's a thing that we do, guys, at every level. I believe $2 and above. You'll have to check exactly on how it all states on the Patreon. It's hard for me to remember this offhand, but I believe everybody at that level or above. And I've got a brand new patron in the Action Army shout out here. That is Video Drew, is now a $5 patron. So Video Drew, that's a big salute to you. Thank you so much for that support. I really appreciate that. Video Drew, one of the loudest voices in the community of the newest competitors, somebody who people really obviously loved last year, who just had her first match of the season with Cuckoo's Mess is her new team against Real Rejects. That was a barn burner, hell of a match. So thank you. Big salute to you, Video Drew. We have 100 people watching, and actually we have almost 100 thumbs up. If you haven't already hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up. I'm going to just scroll through here and see if there's any others that I missed. Yeah, I see, Chris, you're asking if I saw your question. I didn't, but I'll do my best here to get through some more. It's hard to keep up with all the questions all at once. So yeah, guys, now that we've got about 100 of you, just another quick shout out this Sunday night, 5:30 p.m. Andrew Guy and myself are going to be doing an episode of the Action Guys together. We'll be doing the very first Action Rewind, which is Drew and I going back, rewatching every single old team action involved match. The first one is actually public. It's going to be streamed live this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as part of the Action Guys. Everybody at the $25 and above tier will get access to 2 of those a month for the next year, just about. But until the end of the day, March 1st, from now until then, the $10 level and above, you get grandfathered in, access to those forever. So if it's something you're interested in doing, if you want to see us go and do reactions, real-time reactions to all the old team action matches, sign up at the sergeant level, patreon.com/team action. So, all right. Cam Shaft says, I respect Bateman for how he takes things so seriously. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got in here. I want to know, guys, what are the players this season that you are the most excited to see? Myself, off the table, if that's one of them. Obviously, you're here, so you're very supportive. But you know, who are the players this season that you really want to see do something? The players who's their first match you're looking forward to the most? Because I'm curious to know kind of where the fan base right now is the most focused. Obviously, if you're Action fans, I know that you like what Drew and I do, but I really do want to know, you know, are there any matches specifically that you're looking forward to? Any matches you hope happen? Any players that you think, you know, haven't done what you want to see do, but you believe could, that you're really, really hyped up? Jeremy Miller says Claudia Dolph. Claudia Dollface, I think he means Claudia Dolph. So much hype. Yeah, I've seen people talk about Claudia Dolph. There's a trade, I think, that happened or something, or Christian was saying it was going to happen. I'm not really sure exactly what it is. Video Drew says Robert Parker. Yeah, I'm really excited for Robert Parker, too. I think he's a player that everybody is pretty hyped on. Everybody's saying Robert Parker here. Yeah. Abby Starling says excited to see Mara's return. Yeah, I know. It's crazy how long it's been since Mara played. I was thinking about that the other day. She had quite the ascension. Didn't she win 5 straight? It's so hard to do in any division to win 5 straight. Let's see here. Eric Stevenson says, I'd love to see Stacey Howard go on a real run, either in the singles or as part of a team. Stacey, obviously a streaky player in the past, but somebody who I'm a big fan of on a personal level, and I believe really does have the skill. Let's see here. What else? Ryan Fennelly says the Barbarian. His first match just posted this afternoon. No spoilers on that, though, because it hasn't been 24 hours. Chris says, Ben, did you hear that Christian teased something is going to happen big at the end of Free For All? I said earlier, Chris, I did actually see him tease that. I don't exactly know what it is yet. I have heard, you know, I used to have, like, there's a period of time when I didn't know a lot of what was going on. And then there was a period of time when I was doing the head of business development stuff with the Schmoedown before we went over to Skybound, where I was really talking to Christian every single day. And I was very invested in what was happening on just the structurally, the story, all of it. I had sort of a little bit more, I don't want to say input, but my awareness was very strong. And then the Skybound stuff happened and I won the title. And the combination of those two things together has made it so that I'm sort of, I still am pretty in the loop, but there's definitely a lot going on that I don't know about. I don't hear about first as much as I used to. So I don't actually know. Okay, let's see. Albert, we're at Harma, says, hey, Ben. Good to see you, Albert. Tom in singles is Thunder612. That's a name I haven't seen before, Thunder612. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. I'm going to jump over here to Streamlabs. We're at 44 minutes, guys. I'm probably going to go for about 5-10 more minutes. So if you do have any questions that you want to get, anything that you want to answer, throw it in the Streamlabs in the super chat. That's streamlabs.com/actionindustries. Or I will read the super chats as well. Poppy donated $2.85. Longtime listener, first donation. Hope you crush tomorrow. Hope you become a patron soon. Good luck out there, fam. Poppy, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I feel really good about tomorrow. Honestly, you know, it's crazy. This is one of the things I give you guys a little anecdote. Sorry, flying wrecks me. Back in 2017, I called Christian. You'll hear the story again probably at some point, but I was thinking about this week. So back in 2017, I called Christian. It was probably around the time we were getting to like tournament season. Like it was probably around like July, August. And I was pretty hyped on the Schmoedown. I was excited about it. I had been a fan at that point for a little while. Team Action had won like 3 or 4 matches. And I had kind of done the thing where I didn't do as well the first couple matches, and the Team Action was winning, and people were saying that, you know, I was carrying the team, so on and so forth. And I was getting kind of hyped. But it was always clear that Drew was the consummate performer. He was the better performer. Like he's an actor, obviously. Drew has a lot of energy, and he wears his character on his sleeve really well. And I was bringing a lot to the table in trivia, and I was doing a good job performing. But I started reading about wrestlers because Christian was so hyped on it. And I read about Shawn Michaels. And there was the way people talked about Shawn Michaels that I remember calling Christian saying, like, I want to be the greatest of all time. I want to be the Shawn Michaels of the Schmoedown. I want to be, you know, the greatest performer, combined showmanship and performance and all that. That's who I want to be. And right at that moment, Christian bought into it. And he said, I think that's something you can do. Just do it, man. Commit to it and do it. But obviously, you know, if he has a young player who's excited, he's going to say that. What's he going to say? You can't do that? That's not encouraging. And I played that season. And I played my first singles match. It was a 5-way. I lost. Team Action obviously lost historically to Above the Line. Then we lost again to top 10. Came in that next season. You know, I played some singles matches. 2018 was very up and down. I had some good stuff and some bad stuff. By the middle of 2018, I really didn't know what was going to happen with my career anymore. I was doing well. People talked about me like I was a good player, but people didn't talk about me like I was an all-time player. How could they? I'd never won a title. I hadn't even ever played in a title match. By the time Who's the Boss played against the Shire Wolves, I was starting to really make a name for myself as a great player. Like certainly not a legend or the best or even in the top 10 of all time, but somebody people respected. But I still was feeling like there's more I can do and I want to do more. And so last year in 2019, when I lost to Mike in the fall, I had a moment where I called Christian and I was mulling retirement. Not at that moment, not like I'm going to retire right now, but I remember telling him, I don't know if I want to come back and do it. Maybe I need to take a break. This is starting to take a lot out of me. And, you know, I believed I was going to do it. It's just I didn't know when. And, you know, it lasted only for 20 or 30 minutes. And then I started to feel like, okay, I can do this. And then I went on that run and I won 5 straight and I had the back surgery and I won twice at Spectacular. And here we are. And this match selling out the way that it did against Dan Murrell, the way people have started the credit they've started to give me, the support from fans, the way people are talking about this match being so hyped, has made me feel like I've achieved nowhere near what I wanted in 2017. I'm by no means the greatest of all time or even close to the top yet, but I won a title and I'm taken seriously right now by you guys and other competitors as a real threat, as a real player, as somebody who has a threat, could eventually maybe be that person. Long way to go, a lot that I have to accomplish still, But the point is I achieved the lowest rung on that like legendary tier, you know. Maybe I've cracked the top 10 or top 8 or something. I don't know. It's the opinion of the fans, obviously, but it's a special moment for me when I think back to 2017 because seeing this event sell out and being here like this to headline, it means everything to me. I've put in so much time and work and energy and effort in this game that to feel like right now, if I keep winning, that I'm starting to get into the conversation of a truly all-time great player. Because that's what all legends in every sport want. They want to be the greatest of all time. That's what Kobe wanted. That's what Jordan wanted. That's what That's what Tom Brady wants. That's what Jerry Rice wanted. I mean, that's what everybody wants. That's what Ronaldo wants. Like, it's the same for every performer, every athlete. You want to be the best. And if you don't want to be the best, you probably won't make it that far. And so for me, it means the world that I'm here at this moment in Atlanta getting ready for this match, feeling as ready as I am, because I do think the support from you guys has shown me that you take me seriously like that. And that means everything. Jeremy Miller asked, classic sports interview question. What do you think makes this live event different compared to the Spectacular when you play 2 matches in one night? That's a good question. The difference is that the Spectacular, the 2 matches in one night, 2 5-rounders like that, I had never won a title. That was learning to win, right? That was, I had won 3 in a row. I had to go do something I believed I could do, but I had never done. I had to win. I had to win in a big moment against big, great competitors. I had to put all the game theory to test. And it worked, right? It was the hardest Schmoedown match night of my life. It was the biggest night of my whole career, bigger even than tomorrow. To win 2 5-rounders like that, to win my first title, that was everything. This is different. This is, I know I can do this. I knew I could do that, but I had known before that I could do it, and I had lost. So I had proven myself wrong before, right? Now I've done it. When I tell myself I know I can win tomorrow against Dan, I know I can because I've won a title. So what's the difference? You know, if you haven't done it before, it's very hard to, with a straight face, be able to continue to tell yourself I can do this and then lose. That kind of throws you off. So that's kind of the answer to that question there. Guys, it is 51 minutes into this stream. I'm going to jump over to Streamlabs right now. I'm going to see if there's anything else to read. I'm going to be 5 more minutes and then get out of here. So throw your last questions in if you have them, because I do have to go eat some dinner and kind of get to the rest of the night. Okay, we got a couple people here asking. Haskell 420, Sergeant, the Action Army. Big salute to you here. Ben, live event question so far with all your live appearances. What do you even think had the biggest? What even event do you think you had the biggest reaction in your favor? Houston, first New York event when you came out and talked about guys, etc. Like the reaction, like where was the most sort of exciting pop, so to speak? That New York promo was pretty special. I mean, that was really cool. People didn't know I was there. That was really exciting. Chicago was crazy because it was 1,000 people. That was wild. It was like a huge crowd, but probably Spectacular. I was so hyped up for Spectacular. Different level of confidence, different kind of heat coming behind me for that. So, all right, guys, looks like we are wrapping up here. Unless there's any other questions to answer in Streamlabs or Super Chat, I think I'm going to call the night on the stream. Thank you guys all so much for your love and support. I am really excited to play in this match tomorrow. I'm excited to show you guys what I can do, and I do really, truly appreciate everything you guys have done. Be sure to check out patreon.com/teamaction and sign up before the end of the night Sunday if you want to be part of Action Rewind. We're doing the very first one this Sunday. Drew and I will be probably bringing on guests for some of those. It's going to be a really fun series, and definitely one that is worth getting into. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Big salute to y'all in the Action Army, and I will see all of you preferably Sunday, when I'm still the champion, on the Action, guys. All right, guys, have a good one.